Hey, welcome to the Mystery School, episode 3. This was recorded July 17th, 2014. We got Ryan Moore on the guitar, Kevin Sensor on the bass, Dustin Burton on the drums, and I'm Tony Eddlemon, and I'm also playing the guitar. Thanks for tuning in.
What were you saying?
Please don't use my last name.
Hey, how's it going, Ryan?
We already did the first time.
Hey,
hello, Tony.
My sister's Instagram is
Kevin, what's up?
uncensored. She's hey, what's up, Tony?
All right,
Hey.
Dustin, how's it going?
Hey, good, guys.
All right, man, we are here to play some music. You ready for it, Ryan?
Oh, yes. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming. Thanks, Kevin and Dustin, for coming too.
So what's up? Yeah, I've never met you before, but you do look familiar.
But we know we have.
Yeah, I think
somewhere.
Yeah.
Previous life,
Previous life, maybe?
music dream,
so that's a
something.
good-
Do you think
good
it's
song.
some from the Torque era? Maybe you played a gig with him or something? You ever play with a band named Torque?
Music or
Do they wear helmets?
Did you wear helmets?
not
Torcadero.
consistently.
Is that the Torcadero?
Not on Tuesdays.
Not in the
Once in a while.
band.
I guess depending on how the mood struck, or if you drink enough.
Yep. So
What was Torque like?
Oh, Torque.
Torque was like,
That's my old group.
what,
Yeah.
what were they like, Dustin?
They were like, remember like Led Zeppelin? It's like it's a it. But no, it's a power trio.
It just
Drums,
happened.
guitar, bass, like kind of Tool, Primacy-esque.
Nice.
That was my prog group since kind of elementary school.
Fun.
Yeah.
What was that project you were doing in Chico that you were telling me about?
Chico, the Shellac Factor.
Shellac Factor. Yeah, that was a cool recording.
That was a lot of fun. Kind of, I guess, funk, jazz, acid jazzy kind of stuff.
What year were you doing that?
Here come the wrinkles. Man, I guess the turn of the century.
Right in the turn of the century.
Yeah, 2000, I think is when we started jamming.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was fun.
How long were you guys doing that?
We played for, I think, about a year. Played LaSalle's. We actually ended up getting kind of like a weekly gig at LaSalle's. They do a 50-cent Sierra Nevada Pictures on Thursdays starting at 6 out on the back patio and stuff.
Yeah,
It would just
50
get
cents.
crazy. We did that every week. It was a
You were
good
the
place to be in a
house
band.
Sweet.
Sounds like a drinking group.
It was.
Yeah.
Isn't that what a band actually? The
Beer.
definition, if
That's
you look
always
up
half
band.
kind of the pay. It's like free food, free beer. See what you get. After that, you're happy.
How about you, Kevin?
Can I just say what a beautiful deep voice that Ryan brings?
It's Sudafed induced.
Oh wow, it's like Lil Wayne.
In the zone.
No way.
You know,
I'm on
Lil
some
Wayne
scissor-
has that ridiculous
Scissor.
low. You know what he does? He drinks cough syrup. Okay.
the
He's
scissor.
crunk right
That's
now.
what you're doing, right?
Crunking it
But
up.
Sudafed's your deal.
name is Kevin. Thank you. That's my only little win right there. Now I have to poo.
Yeah, it's Sudafed's good with pale ale. I think better than IPA.
Those are the little red pills, Sudafeds. Is that it?
There's the daytime
Damn, I took
ones
the
or
white ones.
Oh, the whites. Those are maybe groggies.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, they're more psychedelic anyway.
There you go.
We'll see where it ends up.
Good, yeah. So has Tony talked to you about what we do here at the mystery school at all? Do
No,
you know
man.
what you're getting yourself into?
The thing that I like is it was just all just very, hey, we're doing some podcast stuff, and we've got a few guys. You want to come over and jam? And just kind of left it at that, and it was cool.
You said yes, so I didn't need to talk you into it. At that.
Yeah, you didn't want to say
Well, he
too
said
much at
yes.
that
Let's
point.
not ruin it now.
He got the clothes, and we did it. No, so what am I in for?
Hey, you know sales, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Kevin, so tell me about your music career and past. What are you
Oh
into?
man, so much. High school dropout. But that's when I picked
That
up the
leads to
guitar.
the musical career beginning.
I picked up
Figured it out early.
picked up the guitar around 14, 15.
Cool.
That's like the same with me. How about you, 14, 15?
Yeah, right around like junior high.
Yeah, I was 12, 13.
started on
Nice.
the old
bass.
clarinet.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
started on that when I
started
was
on the
8,
skin flute,
yeah.
really feeling good, but then
Ooh,
moved to the
before
clarinet.
the clarinet. How old
But,
were you when you played the clarinet?
Nobody introduced
14?
me to any good jazz, legends when I was in elementary school. It was
What?
like, here's some sheet music, learn these,
They weren't like, here's
traditionals."
Kenny G.
You know, nobody can just, okay, Kenny G, that would have been like
Major
Benny Goodman.
influence for Kevin.
You know, Bick Spiderbeck. Big spot. Oh, I'm getting loud though. You know, I watch a lot of interview
You're like
shows,
Beyonce,
and I know how close they get.
Distance of the mic.
Yeah, you could. I could be like this.
Crescendo.
Anyway, I was in a group called The New Hope. That's where I met Tony.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brian Jackson. He's a Roseville legend of sorts.
Yeah, he's a legend.
We've
in his
jammed
own
with
time.
him. Tony
he was
and-
the
did,
first
yeah.
mystery schooler feature.
Yeah, he was actually
was.
the first guest.
First guest.
Actually.
Cool.
Was right, yeah.
Was that the band I went and watched you guys at a coffee shop one time?
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
seen
cool.
Brian Jackson.
Yeah, that was good.
We played the Mighty Oak. That was the band. And it
Nice.
played
yeah,
at It's a Grind in Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan was there.
Right on the strip there. Right on the.
Is that
like,
is that the
it's-
strip club?
It's a different coffee.
No,
shop
it's
now.
not right on the
Or
strip,
is
I
it
don't think.
the coffee place?
It's a grind. Oh, I'm sorry. Not It's a Grind. I was thinking.
Oh, actually, you're right. It was right on the strip in a way, but it just looks so much like the suburbs because it's like a brand new,
Stinking Lincoln.
brand new
What's up
strip
with these
center.
coffee house names? Like they have Naked Coffee, and It's a Grind,
They're all about the
Orgasmo,
puns. I don't know.
Espresso.
Orgasmo.
Oh no.
What about you, Tony?
Tony, you
what do
played at
you
some funny
what have you been doing?
coffee spots?
I
You're
Been jamming.
glowing right now. Are you pregnant?
I got the sun.
Jesus. He looks like Jesus.
The sun is in my eyes. If that is what you're talking about.
Want some shades, dude?
No, I'm good, man.
He just doesn't
He's
do.
gonna just tough
he's
it
just.
out.
He's got the eyebrows.
I'm
of
not
the-
driving.
Oh. Bring the sun on. Full
Yeah.
force.
Just been hanging out, working, playing the new G&L.
Yeah.
Beautiful guitar.
All right.
The
No
thing's-
pick guard.
That thing sounds nice.
Yeah, it's cool. Got a new guitar for the episode.
Good stuff. And we got the dueling guests, so I guess this is a first for.
Dueling
For
guests.
the
No, they
mystery
look like
school.
they look.
Or I shouldn't say dueling, but dual guests, right? We got two.
So
Yeah.
I guess too.
Well, Kevin's kind of a regular.
He's a
I've
recurring
been
regular,
back
yeah.
more than anyone, so really I'm in the band.
Okay, cool.
Technically, they haven't found anybody else.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. And
We're still
Dustin,
interviewing, taking rehearsals.
Dustin's the man. When did you start playing drums?
I'm here. I started playing drums when I was 12.
Last week?
Kind of by
Just
accident.
kidding. I love you.
Yeah, last week, maybe like 12 months ago.
12.
Total accident.
Nice.
But yeah, I was a band geek too, like clarinet, saxophone when I was.
Did you play
Eight.
Did you play in the band? The hand drum?
I did.
Or,
No, I never played
marching?
percussion in like actual band. You know, I did marching band on the clarinet and did, all that stuff on that. And then one day it was first zero period. The power was out, so we didn't have practice for band, and they were doing drum solos. And I got there and played, and like it was the first instrument. It was pretty natural. The music teacher's like, "Whoa, I'm glad you showed up." I was like, "Oh, okay." So then I started playing bass around that time because Jeremy, my Torque friend, who's going to be on the show in a few weeks, I think August 28th. But so he played guitar, so I'm like, "Hey, this is cool." He played jazz band there. So I learned to play bass. We had a real douchebag drummer who didn't want to do anything but covers. And it's hard to communicate the new songs.
like what covers?
I don't even remember because I didn't want to play covers. Oh, I guess STP and stuff. We did that at like the talent shows and stuff. Like those old 90s songs in Nirvana, like the Bleach album stuff. But so he was a cool dude, I guess, really good drummer. But we have some crazy ideas creatively, and then we thought, okay, I'll play drums in the meantime till we find a drummer. And it was easier for me than playing bass. It came naturally, and it was easier. You write a song idea, you don't have to tell anybody. You could just play it. So it just stuck with it. Played drums. Did Torque for a while. Did good things. He disappeared to Washington with family, and he just recently came back though. So we're reuniting, doing the Torque thing.
Were you
Nice.
guys pretty tight? Like, did you get your torque on?
Really tight. Got our Torque on.
You guys practice a lot.
Yeah, we practiced all the time. I mean, we met.
I like
think,
that.
at 12.
I like that band name a lot.
Yeah, we were dedicated Torque with the K. That was kind of like it was the
Oh.
Torque lifestyle. It started kind of we go let's go Torqueable. That was our slang for Torqueable.
Let's torque. Let's torque about it.
So
Mix
that
it up.
became kind of a lifestyle of being laid back, chill, and just stuck with it. Never thought of anything better.
You guys were torquing bowls before you were in the band, or once you were doing the band, then
Once we had the band created since elementary school, and then it led into high school. Like elementary school, I think we were like Toast. And then we like
We get
went
to
to
twerk.
something else. It was always some 4-letter thing that started with T, I guess.
Music is a gateway drug.
Yeah, it was.
It really is.
Especially if
Hey.
you like grew up as like a Christian kid,
And I
get
did
into
too.
music.
So
Yeah,
secular music.
Because the secular music is way better than the
Way
Christian
better.
music by
At least
anyone's
especially back
standards.
then, right?
I think. Even when I was a Christian, I knew it.
You mean like traditional in church music as opposed to like it
No,
no,
I'm
the
talking about
secular
a top
stuff.
40
I'm talking
like,
about
rock
the,
band doing
the Christian
praise the
bands.
Lord
But
thing.
they're
Like-
going for the gold, frankincense, and myrrh albums instead of the silver, platinum, and gold.
Like the double fill, kind of feel it rock, then go to country pop, and then go to Christian. I say that aloud.
I bet there's a lot of money in it.
No, never played in a Christian band. How about any of you guys?
I did, yeah. When I was when I was like my first band was like a Christian
Probably
band.
Brian too. Is
So
that where you
what was
guys
the
met?
following like
Is
for
that where
that?
you guys met?
Uh,
It's gimmicky, right? So like you have a built-in following.
We
maybe,
didn't do
right?
it long enough to get a following because we started playing like regular punk shows, and we're like, let's just play with these. We don't want to do these dumb Christian shows anymore. So we just started
Dumb
playing,
Christians,
like-
man. That
But
must have hurt some people.
could you write a song
when you
about
said that
like
to 'em.
Well,
chasing a chick?
It's
or
like the Christian gigs just. I don't know. They're not quite as fun playing in like some youth group when you could be like in some dive bar downtown.
Quote
You guys ever
unquote
play-
fun.
Did you guys ever play at Club Retro? That was a
Um,
Christian hot
yes.
spot. Or
Torque
the
did, we
Underground.
did.
No, I didn't actually.
We had to give them
Club Reg.
lyrics up front with the demo.
Wow.
We had to censor ourselves. Obviously, we didn't. So we were never allowed back. But I don't believe in censorship. Even
So
back
did,
then.
did you guys go? Did you go to Christian school?
No, not at all.
Okay,
Well,
gotcha.
I didn't at least. Did you, Tony?
No, I didn't.
No. And it was. I mean, yeah, loose Christianity. I guess we went to church on Sundays too. My dad's kind of like laid back and goes with it. Mom Catholic, so it's just like, do right or you're gonna burn in hell.
Oh, love you, Mom. All right, see you later.
But if you do wrong,
Torque in a bowl
just like
right outside.
admit it, it's okay.
It's all good.
Maybe, right? But I don't know. So that's a whole nother topic, right? Do we want to even get into that kind of shit?
That was
I don't.
good.
I
That was
don't
good
know.
info.
It's fun though. I mean, it made you an interesting person, huh, Tony?
You definitely get some interesting experiences going to a church.
Meet some interesting people. I mean, hey, at least they're going for a higher thing. I mean,
I went to
That's
the
good.
Philippines on like a church mission trip.
that's
There
pretty
you
cool.
go.
That's
Yes.
awesome. Those are the positive things about it.
It's
I mean,
it's kind of positive, but it's also really bizarre.
but then you're going there
But
to
you
poison
dug
them
you dug
technically
a
with your-
hole and like gave them water or something to like
no,
some
no, we
rural
didn't.
town,
no.
right?
No, we didn't do anything good like that. We
Oh.
like
You went there to
Set
infect
up
their mind
Twerking
with
some bowls.
and save their souls.
yeah,
right?
we were
'Cause-
basically spreading the gospel. I think is
See,
what we
that
were
was like
calling
a
it.
missionary.
Because
Yeah,
you
that's
didn't
what we were
even
doing.
Oh, that's some
do
bullshit.
any work.
I know it's not the Lord's work necessarily.
Yeah, you just killed a little bit of their
Did
soul.
you have to look? Did you have to look?
Went and scared the
pretty
shit
good,
out
too?
of them,
You
and
had to
then
dress up?
left. And
That was
then
part of your.
No, it didn't have to really dress up. I could kind of wear what I wanted.
It's an interesting area, isn't it? It's
Did you
just
at
like
least
it's like a huge kind of mixing pot of all different kinds of nationalities. And
It's weird. Yeah, it was cool though. We were riding on these things called jeepneys, like they're like old military vehicles that they've like converted, and that's how they get around.
Motorcycles with like rickshaws on the
Yeah,
back.
and I remember at one point I was riding on the roof on like a rack, like on the roof of one of these military vehicles, like going through these Filipino like windy roads.
yeah.
It was cool.
Is there a lot of like kind of leftover World War II remnants and stuff around, or
I didn't notice anything.
how old were you?
It was like 14 probably, something like that.
Did you bring anything back from it? Was it
His first
all in all
guitar.
a positive experience for you?
Actually, that's the first time I ever played drums, or like
Oh,
like
really?
when I started playing music because they had a band.
Like a drum kit?
They had a drum kit, and the drummer like taught me like the basic beat, and I
Sweet.
did that a little bit. That was before I played music, so I guess that's probably the beginning of my music
Wow,
career.
there you
Philippines.
go.
Do you ever get
That's
the sense
pretty
that
neat,
every
yeah.
other continent has way more rhythm than America when you,
You
go
think so?
places?
How come all of our songs are hits across the globe?
because we were
They treat-
Levi's?
No, there's some. No,
Because
I'm
we
telling you.
control the money.
Okay, let's just say I went to South America. It's still in America.
No, you're
so
right.
It's just
I know what
South
you're
America.
saying.
Everybody can dance. I mean, well, and you're just like, what have I been doing my
Well,
whole
we've
life?
been
Fucking-
domesticated to separate ourselves from that beat and like letting go, tapping into it, like be self-conscious, right? Control your emotions. And
very conservative nation.
But our
conservative for being very
and our
immoral while conservative.
and our
right?
popular music is not really dancey music. It is in a sense, but it's quantized.
It's like grinding music, whatever those. Yeah.
Got it.
It doesn't necessarily you're not feeling the rhythm. Well, maybe because a lot of our music isn't in the 444A. You know, that's something that needs to be coming back. It's feeling like some bullshit because it is.
What are you
bullshit.
calling it?
The 444A.
Yeah, but the pitch
Oh,
is
the
not going to affect how people
A444.
dance. We're still got to make them dance, regardless of what key we're in.
I think he's.
not
I
playing
think he's
key.
probably
That's the
right.
one goal. You know, I mean, as a drummer, as a band, I think you need to make people move in some way, dance. If you're not going to move their mind, you want to move their fucking hips. That's
And you're like, whoa, they're moving out of the bar. hold on. And then you got to give them something else.
that's one movement you don't ever want.
No, it's okay. That's the thing.
I guess it's
do you
better-
Do you play for other people or do you play for yourself? This is kind of a hard
you
question.
don't.
for
Yeah, it's a
musician.
difficult question. But no, yeah, you play for yourself, obviously.
So if the beat in that song calls for that, you're not gonna.
well, that's playing to the song. I mean, but you play for yourself as an enjoyment. But I mean, if you're at least somewhat educated musician who's not super young, who's learning, your goal then is to play for the song.
Yeah.
I mean, not anybody else. But when there are people there and you're playing a show and you have a set list and you are established, you can tell when people are getting into or the vibe. Maybe you want it to be more mellow. They're feeling that for some reason. So you can adjust, or you see that person rocking out and you can vibe on that for sure, and maybe even adjust the show. Like, we need to rock these fuckers out. So they have that. That's the cool part about it. If you write shit you love, you meet people you like, and then you can feed into naturally what they need more out of it. But yeah, you have to do it for you first, right? Love yourself first, and you can love others or be loved. That's kind of the music.
Hey man, separates church and band practice. All right, thanks.
God loves you though, Kevin. You need to remember that.
Sometimes I forget.
God loves you even if you don't love yourself. But you must love yourself before you can feel the love of God.
Pastor Mike here.
I kept a straight face for a little bit.
He did.
So you're talking about, the crowd getting into it, and I mean that's really kind of the drug, right? Is like, is it working? Do they like it? Because I mean, even though you kind of don't care, I mean, you're not writing something because on MTV this is popular, so I'm going to write this. It's what you like, I mean, I think most real musicians, that's where they're at. But it's cool to kind of test it on the crowd, and kind of a funny story in Chico. We were doing a house party, and we go up and we're playing. Like I said, it was a little bit funky, right? And I don't think a wah-wah pedal. This was in like 2000, so it's kind of coming out of, I guess, grunge and the big hip-hop thing. So, we had some Chicka-wah-wah in there, and we start the Chicka-wah-wah, baby. Yeah. So we're playing, and they're digging it, and it's getting... Actually, I think Jeremy was there. Uh-huh. Jeremy showed up and played with us, too. Yeah. And they're liking it. It's getting busy. A lot of people in there. Plug, yeah. And we're into it, and all of a sudden we see these guys coming over like Russian TVs behind us, and they turn them on, and they've got 70s porn going on behind us.
Setting the mood.
Yeah, I think they liked it.
They liked the wah.
Yeah.
So did the wah inspire the 70s porn, or did the
I think the wah, and then probably a couple of the sorority girls that showed up.
It's meant to be.
Yeah.
Crowd reaction's a cool thing.
Yeah.
But it's never expected. Like, yeah, I've had times you're just so into the song, and then the crowd cheers. You look up, you're like, holy shit, there's people here. Oh my God.
There's more. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. I remember like my first gig where like I was playing guitar and singing, and like people seemed to be into it. It was like a garage party. It was like a bunch of punk bands. Yeah, and it totally is like a different experience than you get. Like,
It's cool, huh?
Yeah, when people are like dancing and like really into it, like, whoa, this shit's working.
Yeah, when you have a good formula, it works. But Ryan, you were talking about like the crowd reaction and testing it and playing it out there. That's awesome you think like that, because I'm the same way. Like that's why I love doing this and the jams, and I'd go out and jam in front of people. Any band I play in, hopefully you're tight enough with them where you can go and jam, and if you have new songs, you go and you test it, right, and you play. And like I played in a punk band where literally we had like 30 to 40 minutes of just awesome, perfect songs, and maybe like an hour of like songs that we had down, just not perfected, whatever, but you need to be out there testing them.
Yeah.
So we'd be having headline shows, and we'd play 40 minutes of music and be like out. Be like, guys, come on, like we're here. We got the spot. It's a free practice. We were
Test it.
at like Harlow's one night. Like, come
Nice.
on, like we're headlining here, awesome stage. We have all these songs. If not, let's just jam and feel it out. Like they were too fucking pussy to do it.
No, I think
Like,
the coolest thing is
that's when I was like, no, I can't even be in a group with people like that because you're
They
not
actually
brave.
they didn't
you
want to
want a
play.
little
They didn't
danger.
want to play because of the
Danger.
venue, but they knew the songs.
No, it was like that with every show. But like
I see.
they were too self-conscious about wanting to be good or having it sound good, right? And like if you like the song, it's good. If you have an idea, put it out there. That's punk rock, right? Like they're acting like Britney Spears and shit.
Dude,
I like that
when you play
perspective
in
you're
front of
talking
people, the songs seem to you seem to pull a little out of each person that's digging it. Like somehow their energy
Yeah.
sculpts it into a finished product. Where
mirrors
you're
it
like,
and
okay, this
validates
is
it.
the energy that the people want during this song. Like you find that
Yeah.
by playing in front of people.
Well, and it can
That's what I
reflect
love
the
about it,
energy
too.
because sometimes when you're too far inside of a song, you may not even know where the mood's going to go, especially the new song. Like, is this a rock song? Is it bluesy? Where's it going? Then you go test it and you see how people are reacting to it and you go, and what the positive reaction is to it. And you go, okay, yeah, that's the identity of the song. Or it's another suggestion to reflect on at least.
inspiration's a weird thing, man. I mean, it's like you could be playing. I get in these phases where I listen to someone just so much, and you just sound like them, and then it's kind of hard to get out of it. But then sometimes, I mean, you're at a beach or something, that just totally shifts everything you're doing. You meet someone or you play with someone or something like that, and how that totally just shifts your focus. And I think it takes a little bit of courage to allow that and be brave enough to test it in public.
You ever came home from the beach and you tried to play guitar and all you could do was go
What happened, man?
I can't get out of this. Drop. One drop. Shit.
It works.
But that's a good analogy for like listening to one type of music and playing that style really well. It's like building muscle memory in that specific genre. Then when you step back in these formats like a jam, you've kind of perfected each, art in its own solitude, right? And then you can kind of merge through those and shift through them and apply it to your overall playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
let's
neat
do it.
fun
You want to
to-
go apply it in there?
Let's go apply it. Yeah.
All right, we'll apply
All right,
this
guys.
Deal.
new
All right.
knowledge.
Podcast out.
We did,
Yeah,
yeah.
we did,
Well, we haven't lately, but it's. I think
All right, it's the mid break.
Are you got recording?
We're recording, yeah.
Yeah, the mid break is needed, especially after the jam sessions like that, because that
Yeah,
was
a little sweaty in there, huh?
yeah, it was
What?
getting warm. I could.
Yeah, can I check my
What?
levels? Nice. Okay, I can see it.
You got any
Looks good.
hearing left?
in that tiny little box, right? There's like 4 guys in there.
That sounds good though.
Did you say
Yeah,
Vox
dude,
or Box?
It totally.
It does
I was
sound
digging the
good.
way it sounded tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the way that. I mean, we came in blind, right? I mean, really.
For sure.
Pretty
This is
much.
definitely a
And
blind
thanks to
jam.
Tony for putting together some chord progressions to give us a little bit of
I
direction.
know. Hey, and that's the first time too. I mean, we
This
had a
is the
couple other
first.
songs, but you brought 7 tonight, Tony.
7. Yeah.
What day
We
did
went
you-
through 4 right now. Yeah.
So okay, hold on. So I want to hear about that because we jammed a week ago, right? Maybe 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
So within the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks, how did these sprout out? Did you just have a moment of clarity?
This is what it was. I was I was thinking about it, Ryan, because Ryan hit me up actually about what are we gonna play, kind of thing, and I was like, maybe I should come up with something, and I was like, you know what? That's like the Zappa way to do it. That's what Zappa would
Yeah.
do. He
No
wouldn't just
way.
go out there trying to jam. He writes his shit out.
WWZD.
So I was
gotta
going
follow
the
that
Zappa method
sometimes.
tonight. Wrote out a big
WWFD.
list of tunes.
What would Zappa do?
No, Z. You got to go
I'm
with
sure
the Z,
though,
man.
if he heard this,
Frank,
which,
everybody's
which
Frank.
you never know, maybe once you die, you're floating around, and he can come in and hear this. He'd be offended. He'd be like, this is not what Zappa would
I
do.
think so, definitely.
What?
He'd be
He's not
offended.
dead yet. He's still alive. He would
Frank,
come to
we're
our
Talking
parties.
about Dweezil.
Oh.
Frank is.
Oh, Dweezil's not, huh?
No,
Dweezil's still.
I just saw Dweezil
doing,
at the Crest
yeah,
doing
killer.
Zappa
He's
Play
awesome.
Zappa. I got my ticket, everything signed by everybody in the band.
Oh my!
And then you
God.
came and saw my band play.
And then I came and saw Constellations after
the
the
same
you saw
night.
the last
I saw
song.
the very last song. I rushed over there, and I was thinking like, man, like, how am I going to go to a show after Zappa? But I did. I walked up, and like they were playing the last song. I walked in, got a beer, and Constellation was playing. I was like, yeah. I was
Nice.
into it, and it was the last song.
Dude, I just so I've always known about Zappa, and I just got a Zappa album and got into it.
Which one?
And like shit.
Yeah, I know.
The one. I forget what
One
it
of
is.
the-
but
The first one.
freaking genius,
One
man.
where he's shredded.
No, literally, yeah, he is.
Who was so I'm interested to know who was your guys' like first kind of idol, who kind of piqued your interest, and then who's kind of inspiring you now?
Well, that's a good segue from Zappa. I heard that with my dad as a kid. You know,
Sweet.
He's going to be on the podcast actually.
Oh, man.
The 21st.
Nice.
of
What'd your dad
August.
play?
He plays guitar.
Right on.
Very
He's really
Zappa-esque. So
Yeah.
I grew up as a kid. My very first concert was actually when I was 12. It was the Yes reunion tour
Nice.
at the old Arc Arena. So they had both bass players, both keyboard players, both drummers. You know. So I grew up listening to a lot of prog, like
Yeah.
Zappa, Yes, the Beatles, and then I started
Yes.
getting into like Primus, Tool, like that new kind of prog.
Yeah.
You know? And so Primus was the first band that I turned my dad onto, you know, and finally won him over, and then that was the second concert. I would say that's my official first real rock concert at 13 at the Greek Theater with my dad, you know, seeing Primus.
Holy
Then I finally, you know, turned him on to Tool. Tool was like my thing. I
Especially being a
learned all
drummer.
the songs on Undertow and Enema at that time on the guitar. I was a drummer, but I just got the tone. I would go, Dad, watch this, you know. So finally, he's like, fuck that shit, whatever. You know, he's used to Zappa, like genius,
Yeah.
IQ, and then you got to listen through the Tool. It's amazing. Anyhow,
It
so I
is.
won him over on that, and then at 13 that year, I saw Tool open up for Primus on New Year's Eve, Oakland Coliseum, 94,
Shit.
95. I was 13. Pretty fucking awesome, man. Me and my friend Jeremy from Torque. He had like long pink hair like Kurt Cobain. We were there sitting next to a drunk guy, like talking to my dad, like, "Is that your wife?" Like talking about Jeremy, and like,
How
was
far?
fun.
Where were your seats? How far?
it was general admission, so
Oh, okay.
there was no drinking in the Coliseum
Oh, bummer.
on New Year's, thinking they would stem the problem. So I was 13.
Fireworks, of course.
The parking lot was just littered with tiny bottles of, you know, alcohol.
Yeah, so
Inside
everybody's
was all
just
everybody
wasted when
snuck
they
it
get in.
Wasted when they get
Yeah.
in. So I walked in. We walked in early. Everclear was the opening band. at
And
that
the
time.
opening drink.
Yeah, and we walked in, you know,
if you want to get psyche.
probably an hour early, 30 minutes early, and just walking down that tarmac, you know, down the tunnel into Oakland Coliseum. Not Coliseum, but now Oracle, right? Back then, I think it was Oakland Coliseum.
I think it's called Sleep Train now. Just
No,
kidding.
this was in Oakland, at the
Nice.
Oracle. But anyways, the walls were lined with people like in medic, bloody, bleeding, leaning against the wall, just fucked up, hurt. So that was 94, dude. So when Tool like worshiped Satan, everybody thought they would allow you into shows, those metalheads with spikes, like 12-inch spikes on their fucking shoulders in the mosh pit.
Jeez.
So a funny thing about this night is, other than it was amazing, you know, it was so cool to be there with my bro. We had some weed that he stole from his grandma. Some weed that he stole from his grandma. Good weed too. It was awesome, like some Thai
Nice.
stick type stuff. We were just starting to get baked. My dad would sneak off to the bathroom and go get baked, you know, and like he would. I didn't know he'd smoked weed yet. I smoked weed.
Wish we were friends in high school.
So this was elementary school.
Oh,
Goodness, I was
wish we were
13.
friends in elementary
I
school.
was friends with your dad.
We just decided to go down to the mosh pit. I want to say it was when Everclear was just playing. You know, horrible, way too loud. And I got really fucking close. I was tiny. I was really close. No, it was when Tool started. You know, people started going crazy, and we were jumping up and down. Okay, and I was jumping up and down, and there was a tall dude in front of me, and as I jumped up behind him, and I was coming down, he was jumping up, and my chin caught the back of his shoulder.
He wasn't a shoulder spiked guy.
Yeah. So I
He was a spiked. He had spiked. No, he didn't have the spiked.
He did. Thankfully, he didn't.
Went
have
right
it.
through your
He was
jaw.
just a normal dude in a
and-
t-shirt.
Okay.
Thankfully,
Lose
but
some teeth.
Bones
no,
are fucking
I bit the
stiff,
tip
man.
of my fucking tongue off. The front itch of my tongue.
They grow back like a
That's
lizard.
weird. I grew it back by the next day.
Yeah,
but
nice.
Oh, just
I can hear
So,
the list
get this.
now.
So-
I can hear the list.
that's because I got a dip in.
Hey, he does dip. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
It's hot. I had to take a dip.
Busted.
So anyway, so I bit the tip of my tongue off. I was 13. I was like, oh fuck, spit the tip of my tongue out. Like shit.
That's so gangster. Did someone videotape it or something?
Whoa.
No, I don't know. Maybe
You need that.
In those days, no, they didn't have like cell phones. You would put your lighter up and shit when it would get intense.
Famous.
So yeah, I was 13 and by myself up there. We would just go roam, spit my tongue out, and I was like, oh my god. And like the air on your tongue, the nerves was crazy.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like it's supposed to the most. That's the most nerves. That and your cornea are the two most sensitive areas in your body. I think.
It felt like it. So like I was trying to curl it up so that the air wouldn't put it. I felt like I had half a tongue, but I probably bit off maybe like half an inch.
No,
in my head,
muscle.
in my head, it felt like
just
2 inches.
Half an inch of your tongue's pretty
But
significant,
It
dude.
would-
Yeah,
if you
it
bit
was
off
like that.
muscle, if you bit off, if you
Maybe half an inch.
So it totally grew
an
back.
inch.
If you
Yeah, so I spit it out, and I needed to get out. So the only trick I knew was like, I gotta puke. I was in the mosh pit way quick. I needed to get out.
You didn't
so I
even
was
pick
like,
it up?
No, I couldn't move. I was tiny. Like, I gotta puke. I'm gonna puke. And so everybody cleared out. I'm trying to keep my tongue curled so the air didn't fucking hurt.
Bleeding and shit.
Huh?
Oh yeah, full of
Bleeding like
blood.
bad. Yeah, I spit out my tongue with a lot of blood, bleeding bad. So I go back up, find where we're sitting with my dad, get like a Sprite, and like I'm just, the rest of the night I'm stuck in that chair next to that drunk dude, thinking my friend with pink long hair is my wife, or my dad's wife, sucking on ice, trying to numb my tongue,
Oh,
Did you go jump on the wall with
Can't
all the
tape
other
that up.
bleeding guys?
couldn't tape that up.
I didn't.
huh?
I didn't go to
There's
medic,
no
but it
Band-Aid.
didn't ruin my night one bit. It was fucking amazing. It was
Cool.
awesome. We went back to my grandma's house. I got stoned with a bloody half a fucking tongue, smoked fucking weed. I woke up the next morning, and I was like healed.
Yeah.
And your
A
counseling
little-
skills
little-
are
It didn't hurt anymore at all.
Counseling skills are grade A to this day.
I think so.
That
I haven't licked myself.
Very
I haven't been able to lick
susceptible to
myself since I lost that half inch.
Yourself.
I lost that half inch.
Oh,
So I
he
can't.
makes up for
I
it,
can't say
ladies.
firsthand.
That's pretty inspiring. So
no, it grew back.
So what group can beat that now?
I don't know. They can't. And that's why Tool and Primus are still my favorite. I try to see them every time.
That's way
Yeah.
better than my first concert, Journey,
Oh, let's hear about it.
at Canocti. It's the first time I got crossfaded.
Oh, what kind of crossing?
What does that mean?
I mean, just drinking beer and smoking weed.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
call it
I was probably
crossfaded.
13.
Crossfade.
It was,
It's just a regular old.
it was when I got
crossfade.
to my crossroads. It was when the first time I got crossfaded.
Okay, I get
You
you.
gotta pick a direction. Weed, alcohol, music, or turn around and go right back to the womb.
So you gotta pick 3 directions.
That's professional right there.
There's 4.
Like it in
I'll go back to
cocaine,
the
marijuana, ecstasy. Like it in an alcohol.
PSP
Something like that, right?
or PCP, DMT. I don't know.
What was your first concert? Ryan?
Cocaine.
Dude, my first concert was it was an awesome memory. I was at like daycare, and I lived with my mom, and I got to see my dad like on the weekends and stuff. So whenever your dad comes pick you up, you're just fired up. It's like dude stuff. Here we go. So he comes, picks me up, and he's like, "Guess where we're going?" I'm like, "Where are we going?" And it was he's like, "We're going to a concert."
How old are you?
I was probably, man, I don't know, like 6 or something. I mean, really young.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're cruising down. He's like, we're going to see.
what a concert was.
I had an idea, but not much
You're like,
of an idea.
It's like a live movie for a kid. It's like, okay, people
A
are
live what?
acting out and doing something entertaining live.
Yeah, live
This is
movie,
insane.
I had no idea what I was in for, and just the amount of people and everything. And this really kind of sparked a lot of interest in music and everything. But we go to a Billy Joel concert, and like.
Nice.
At the time, Billy Joel was kind of pop and stuff. He still is, but I probably didn't understand really the whole Billy Joel thing. He was an amazing songwriter,
Yeah, there's some
I
cool
love Billy Joel. I played that tape out as a kid.
Hell yeah. So we go, and I mean, my dad never played Billy Joel. He was not really into it, but he just respects him as a musician and got some tickets. And we went, and he put me on his shoulders for seriously, the entire concert. And I couldn't believe, just the sea of people, like you're saying, when you go and you just.
Close up.
What's that?
Were you close up?
Yeah, I can't remember, dude.
He's
It
on
felt
his dad's
close up.
shoulders. He
In
might
the
as well
sea
be
of
right on
people?
stage, right?
Yeah.
You were
Yeah,
just,
the sea
in
of people's
sea of
insane,
people?
huh? Like
You
Greek
know, I
theater
think so.
looking
Maybe
down
you
at
kept me
Primus,
with
they were just
I
bouncing in unison. You're like, what the fuck is this, man?
I just remember the
A rock
sound.
show.
The sound, the power of that
People
sound,
that-
man. You're
yeah.
just like, holy shit. And it was, it was mellow too, right? So it's Billy Joel, but that's
People
cool.
grew. Did you
No,
flash
he's
the
still-
band?
I mean, he plays
Being
to
on the
the
shoulders?
professional level. He brings all his whole band up, to the.
Stud. And he's friends with Howard Stern, so it's all good. Gotta respect the guy.
Gotta respect that. So
All right.
I mean, back to like we were talking about musical influences. I mean, what about you guys? I mean, I went from prog to a lot of metal, Slayer as a teenager, to like, being in the drums. I love a lot of Square Pusher, Aphex Twin, the new stuff, the Bonobo, Emancipator. DJ Shadow.
Yeah,
I mean,
what
that
did you
stuff's-
start out with,
that-
Ryan?
that's where it is now.
What was like the first like? Would you start listening to the CDs, tapes?
Yeah, it's really something that I totally cherish. We had a house, like a garage, a detached garage, 2 blocks down from here on the other side of the tracks. And my dad always had like kind of the house decorated with just stacks of vinyl, and it was always just growing up, always just like so into the album art. I'd look at the album art. My dad was always into like Little Feat and Allman Brothers, and a lot of like Southern Rock and Poco and stuff like that. And he would always play music. He plays guitar. There was always music around, but those albums, just like I loved it. And I finally took an interest in guitar like around junior high, and my dad surprised me with it. He sold his guitar and went and got 2 Squires. Because he like traded like this badass telly, and he
Wow.
got 2 Squires. So he sacrificed a little bit,
to
got me a
get 2.
guitar, and he was totally stoked. And I sat in that garage and I listened to my favorite things were Hendrix, Axis Bold's Love, Johnny Winter, and the Blues Explosion or the Blues Experiment.
Wow. Yeah.
That's like, that's all.
that was your first.
like
just,
the Black
real
Keys
kinda,
now.
like-
That's like,
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yo, Kevin.
oh yeah,
You got to speak into the microphone, dude.
gritty as shit. And and Howlin' Wolf.
Mr. Joey Diaz over there.
Howlin' Wolf.
And those 3 albums, man, I would just sit there and just try and learn them. And it was just vinyl. I just pulled out a record player, just play them over and over. And
Did he have
cool.
a tube amp? Was it like a cool? Was it a cool system?
yeah, actually, it was like a 80-watt Music Man.
Yeah.
So I
Killer.
go and play on that. And then we'd have so I had some buddies come over, Joe Agley and really,
Kevin,
really,
you got to use the microphone, bro. Our friends can't hear you.
Sing me a song, you music man. Sing me a song tonight.
You have the combo 410 combo kind of Music Man. Which one did you have?
I think it was like 212, and we would
The
just
212.
blare that shit. The neighbors would get all pissed off. We'd have some buddies over. We'd play Nirvana, like 9 times in a row.
Did you have the DS1 Boss pedal?
Yeah, I have had that pedal at one point.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
Back then, I think it was all like cheap ass, like $30 Digitex.
Oh, you're doing the Digitex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked. It's fun.
I
How about you,
remember
Tony?
I got my first Dan Electro distortion pedal, and it seemed so awesome. Before that, you don't have a pedal, and you're just clean, and then you get the pedal, and whoa,
It just
this is
changes the
crazy.
whole ambiance of the sounds you're creating, a whole nother texture. What is this?
Talking to the mic like we can hear you. Start talking to us.
At least he doesn't have his headphones on like last time,
I know.
censoring us. That was weird.
You can
dude.
actually hear everything. we're
Just
doing.
seen it, Ryan. He had his headphones on, and me and Kevin were sitting here, and he was like an alien sitting there.
We were talking to each other, and he's like, "Oh God, they sound
Yeah.
terrible."
How's
I
it-
can
how's
just
it
see in
going?
his eyes.
He was censoring us, and
I didn't censor anything. It was all there.
it was. We listened back. It was all there.
So
yeah,
coming back from the Philippines, what'd you listen to that said?
Okay. I started out when I was a kid in I guess 3rd grade, really into Green Day,
Yeah.
and it was probably Dookie era. I think maybe
2,000 light years away. That one?
Dude, it's just for you. It's a one.
I guess
there's
JAR had just come out. I remember a little bit later,
It was a one.
and I recorded JAR. Do you know that song from the Angus soundtrack, that Green Day song?
No, I'm trying to conserve right
No, I
now.
don't
No.
think so. I do, but I don't remember it.
Well, I recorded it on my Home Alone Talkboy through some headphones. I had a Walkman that was hooked up to the radio, and some kind of big cheap COS headphones,
that were like right over the Talkboy microphone. And then to isolate the noise, I had this toy called the Wombler, which was a large plastic bowl, and you'd like sit in it. People would spin you. Like I had it my whole life. It's probably like a baby toy or like a little kid toy. It's just like a plastic bowl, and you like spin around in it. So I flipped that upside down, put it over to isolate the source. Don't want to get any background noise. And I recorded it on the Talkboy onto a tape, and I would listen to that through my Walkman. Like, yeah, this song's badass.
Nothing like hearing yourself recorded, right?
Yeah.
It's like a new world, no matter what you're doing.
That's kind of how you evolve. Really, like you step up the evolution of as a musician. Once you can listen back to yourself, those days once you could record it.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, listening back, you can learn a lot about it.
Times I listened back to myself, I had recorded onto a cassette, handheld cassette, probably like from the early '70s, little handheld recorder, like Panasonic. Right. Okay.
Come on to your mouth.
Okay. But the speed of the tape was probably like, let's say regular speed, and you can kind of adjust it maybe like 5 to 10 BPMs. So the cassette tape, the recorder was so out of whack that when I listened back, and I didn't know this because it was my first time. So I was probably like 17. No, pretty old. I should have figured it out. My voice
Pretty
was
old.
So much higher. And I just thought it sounded like that. It was really and just like, yeah, that was Bob Dylan, but I had like a clothesline on my nose.
Clothesline?
And I thought that was me. And so for about a month or two, until I recorded myself on digital, which, I was born in '70s, and I was like, I sound like this? It was a little better. It was still shitty.
Awakening.
Go for tape, people.
Go for the tape.
Go for the tape.
Huh?
It's warm.
Talking about that makes you sound like Morgan Freeman, right? He records exclusively onto tape to get those.
To get these extra low vocals.
That's how you get the pure love tones coming out of your vocal cords. So what do you guys think, man? I mean, the first time as a 4-piece, Tony, the first time I've ever met Ryan, really cool dude.
Yeah, I was
I
there.
understood you musically. Like that was
It
cool.
was a fun jam, yeah.
That was fun.
That was pretty
First
easy.
round? Easy, huh?
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think
It's
going
kinda
back
scary
in,
when it's that easy, huh?
I think we could open it up a little bit.
Let's do it.
I
You
think
wanna get
so.
wild?
We were doing it.
Yeah.
But me,
How
it's
crazy
funny.
should it go?
Me and Kevin kept looking at each other. It should go all the way crazy. I was going there, but I was going to Kevin like, "Is this a fucking band, man? What are we doing here?"
He was.
I was going like I was kind of tripping out, like
with all the bad practices. Not bad, but just
with band-
confused and like
bands aren't this
working
easy.
through sweat and just smelling each other.
Yeah,
We've gotten to
what the
a
hell?
good place.
Let's do it.
And Ryan,
Let's
You
go
guys
back
are
in
really
and jam.
easy,
Let's play
dude.
some
I
more.
mean, I feel like you guys are like, I don't know. I was telling Kevin, I'm like, dude, like, I'm going to tell my kid you got superpowers, man. You guys are like 3 steps ahead. He's not even
but it was
looking
when
at
I was peeing, so I thought he was talking about like me, exposing my giant wang.
That dick was
Sorry.
like 3 steps. I think it's
You're
you could have multiple careers, man.
touche.
No, that was cool.
Been fun so far. I mean,
We'll stop talking about dicks and get back to music.
Let's make this a career, guys. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Band name right now. Everybody, just go. Spit it out.
Say it, Kevin.
First thing that comes to your mind. African Panda.
Well, I don't know.
You go. First thing that comes to your mind. Just go. What's the problem?
I feel blank.
Okay,
the
I
company?
feel
Gamma
blank.
Ray bands.
Gamma Ray.
Paint chips.
Okay, now we have to combine them. and
Handlebar
then-
handstand.
The bar handstand. Holy shit.
The bar handstand.
Handlebar handstand.
Ooh, the handlebar handstand.
It sounds like some Burning Man whack.
So what that is a hairy
Troubadour
smile.
crew.
It's the handlebar handstand because it's like the handlebar upside down. It's like a hairy, smiley face smiling at you. It's the hairy smile is the nickname for the handlebar.
All right,
handstand.
I got it. Queef Latifah.
Nice.
Thank you. All right.
She queefed, I quivered.
We'll see you next time, podcast.
See you after the break. much better than weed, dude. Much better than weed.
It should be called
Cool.
meth, is because I think that's
Yeah.
what most people do.
Yeah, when I was in that town, it was hard to find, that weed in weed.
Really?
It's like, what the hell? Finally, you did, but it was more difficult.
There. It's not. They've
Yeah, cool
rejected
is
their
much cooler than
namesake.
weed, for sure.
Cooler. Okay.
It's got a cooler name too. That brings us back to that Tool concert with that drunk guy.
It's not KOOL though.
He's like, "Where are you
It's
from?" Cool, and that's what he said exactly. He's like, "Cool, like the cigarettes, like KOOL, like
Is
old
it?
school days, man." But yeah,
You're all no, dude. Just
Beautiful spot.
Auburn, Placerville. Try to find
we
me.
laughed. We didn't say nothing. Yeah. No, like the fucking adjective, man. It's all cool.
That guy.
Yeah. So Ryan, how did it turn out for you? Was it what you were expecting?
I don't know what I was expecting.
Perfect.
There's a possum in the yard right now. Look, see that?
What is
Yes, dude, I've never seen
A
one.
possum just
Whoa,
ran.
look at that spider
Gnarly.
behind my head. Say shit.
The possum
That could've
turned
been a
around
flower
once I
quiz.
saw
What are
it.
you
Right,
doing like
you
a
spotting
National
it.
Geographic podcast back here?
The possum just. We were nearly invaded by a possum.
Fucking weird creation.
You sneaking
Oh,
in.
they're
Insects,
crazy looking.
but-
Yeah.
No, I was I didn't know
rat.
what to expect. I thought I was telling
Yeah,
Tony
don't
before you
even
guys
give
came
much
out.
information, huh?
He's a strategic motherfucker, dude. Like, I love the fact they didn't tell us like anything about anything. We all come out and I like it that way. And,
Well, Dustin and Kevin knew what they were getting into.
I didn't, no, but I didn't really, because
Oh,
I didn't know what
exactly.
guest was going to be there. I was getting
True.
some group texts from Kevin today. It's like, wait, is Kevin the guest? Like, so
I'm not a
had no
fucking
clue.
guest. I know it's
didn't
been
we were
about a
gonna be
month since I've been
four-piece.
back.
I mean, so yeah, I'm just as surprised as the rest of everyone, which I like.
I just like the fact that you guys can. I feel like you're waiting to open it up. You want to improvise. You want to get there. And I love that, man. And that's really what I was hoping for.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm happy the way it turned out because
Sweet.
it definitely got there.
Yeah,
That's what we're here to
definitely.
do.
That's the point, really.
the point,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say how I enjoy seeing a grown man plays guitar like strung up pretty high on his body and not like slack in front of his
Oh,
cock.
right.
That's
You know?
new.
Hey there.
That's
You like-
new.
you like
I finally
seeing
just I said, you know
Oh,
what?
it's your dad's guitar though, so maybe that's his steez, and you
Is your
just
dad's
adapted the strap. It's the dad's strap.
Yeah, the dad. It did look like
dude.
I'm a dad, man.
But you're a dad too. So.
The guitar player from the Mother Hips actually gave me the courage to do it because it is
Tim?
uncomfortable as hell.
Tim
low
or
for me.
Greg?
Plays-
Greg.
Greg, because they both
okay.
are kind of high.
Yeah, they bring it up high. It's easier to play.
What
Yeah.
does Greg play?
Right there.
The
Because I know
telly.
Tim plays like the hollow body.
Yeah, like a 335 type thing usually. Yeah,
Loves
Greg plays
those.
the telly.
That's so funny,
All right, and that's how it ends. The recorder ran out of space and just cut off the conversation, so that ends there. And the end of the music was the end of the tape, so that's how it ends. But yep, Mystery School, thanks for tuning in. See you later.